Hello. Thinking maybe I should whisper. Maybe we should whisper. Boo Boo's and Kitty is over here and he's just cleaned his paws and put his head down for a little nap. It's a little fuzzy cuteness. When I do videos that aren't about Trump, basically, the viewership on the videos goes down dramatically. And when I read about something that is completely outside of politics, the views practically disappear. And you know what? Right now, I don't care. I need to read on something that is not politics. Something that is not the pictures of the belongings on the street of people who are fleeing for their lives. So let's look at something totally as far away from that as possible, and I just thought, all right, something completely different. How about this? I mean, if we are having to look at these things because of the time we're in, how about this? Is human time travel possible? Stephen Hawking didn't believe it was. And there are a lot of scientists who say no, that there just really is, there is only one direction when it comes to time. And there may even be the way that particles exist, that it only allows for movement in one direction. But at the same time, all time is actually simultaneous. And the future already exists in some form. Although it's a lot more complicated than just that. But, yeah. But anyway, alright, so I'm not saying that this is something that we're gonna, anybody's gonna figure out, by November or by December. But are we going to figure it out at some point, even if it's 1,000 years from now? Is it possible? And if it's possible, I imagine we'll figure it out. But let's see. Is human, not just, particles, because, particles can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, even to get nuclear fusion, they're quantum tunneling. We're not going there. All right. Is human, I'm just going to do a regular overloaded Celtic cross, which is what I usually do. Is human time travel possible? Is human time travel possible? Is human time travel possible? And not just going at a high speed into the future. I mean, like forward, back, jumping through time. Well, that is time suspended. And while I want to say, I'm not gonna make a judgment based on just that card, because what we're talking about is actually so complicated. I want to get an overall view. But this is actually time suspended, and that's the card for the reading. So we'll see what that means. In the past, we've come so far. The world has come so far. Technology. We've made great progress, and the energy of this is very positive. It's the energy of this is really positive. We should be proud of how far we have come. I mean, yes, we have made lots and lots of mistakes, and we're still trying to fix things, and we should work harder on this, that, and the other, but we've come so far, and we should be proud of a lot of, not everything, but a lot. Center of the reading, oh yeah, mysteries of the universe. This is hidden wisdom, secrets. That is the perfect card for that. There's even a moon at her feet, as if human dominating the cosmos. Base of the reading. This feels like 3 bazillion trial and errors. Try this. No. Try that. No. What about this test? What about that? What if we looked at this? What if we looked at that? What if we did the other thing? Above the reading. Working together. This is the scientific community. All of this is the scientific community. Seriously, it's starting to... This whole thing is starting to feel like, you know, the movie Interstellar. I mean, just that scientific edge. Your future. Well, being able to not go forward or back is leaving us where we are. But near future, traveling. Traveling. Oh, home environment. This is normally the thief card, but this isn't. This is playing with the laws of nature. This is bending and trying to break laws of nature. It's testing. I'm getting a whole bunch of lasers and white lab coats, as it were. Not that this is all about lasers or that's, but you know what I mean. Hopes and fears. Theory. Good theories being overlooked. Not being accepted. Okay. Sorry about that. Had to check on the kitty. All right. Because there are so many different people working on so many different, this from so many different angles, maybe even not directly. It's sometimes it takes a long time for the goods, the cream to rise to the top. Let's put it that way. What other people see? Yeah, right now there's we go forward through time. There is the future, there is the past, there is where we are. We cannot directly see into the future or the past. That is the perfect card for that, to describe where we are right now. All right, final outcome. Oh, what? Oh, establishment, not government. Establishment. Strangely enough, this actually feels like we're going to conquer aging before we're going to conquer time travel. And there are a lot more resources going into this for obvious reasons. That doesn't really tell me if it's possible or not, but I guess if we're talking about time, it's something to know. All right, well, let's ask more directly. A few extra cards. Is human time travel actually possible? Is it possible to get from our current state of limitations to being conquerors of the cosmos? Is human time travel actually possible? Yes, it's possible. Not soon, but it's possible. And this feels like the far, far future where our people can just move back and forth. Now, wouldn't that mess with timelines and, you know, party cruise back to Nazareth, you know, time tourism. Wouldn't that mess up our timelines? This feels like one family. And even though these two are facing each other, they're not at odds. This is one family who is instrumental in the future. This area, there may be a potential for time tourism, but it's the sheer amount of resources it would take to do this. I mean, if you think about it now, you know, can you turn lead into gold in modern times? Oh, heck yeah. It's costs more to do that than the price of gold. So what's the point? And if it, you know, we have to somehow, you know, harness the power of, I don't know, I'm just going to make something up off the top of my head. If it would take siphoning off half of the mass of Jupiter to create a thingy, what's it, that would do it, is that really what we want to do with that, considering, you know, Jupiter is so vital. Jupiter is basically the reason that we even exist. Without Jupiter, we wouldn't exist. Jupiter sucks in so many asteroids and comets and all kind of nasty rogue things out there that Jupiter protects the heck out of the Earth. You know, anybody who talks about siphoning anything off Jupiter, it's like, no. Jupiter's mass is vitally important to us. But no, in order to do this, it would just be enormous. But it looks like in the far future we will. But this tourism thing, wouldn't that mess up the? This feels like watching rather than experiencing. Interfering, I should say. Certainly, this feels like we learn a lot. And, oh, I get it. There's the thought of, oh, well, it'll mess it up, you know, tourism, but no, it takes too much in order to do it. The resources needed are phenomenal. So it's more a matter of limited, dangerous as heck, and I don't know, it feels like the closest thing we have to the problem with it right now would be something like a radiation burn. You know, it's not a radiation burn, but you get from doing this. Hello, kitty. How are you? I'm glad I am in the same time as Boo Boos and Kitty. All right, it's horrible what it does. The side effects, the damage, so there's a limited amount of just figuring out what's in our past, people observing, people cataloging, so that the rest of humanity can see, oh, that's what was actually happened there. This is what it looked like when the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria arrived in North America, you know, or, oh, that's what Jesus of Nazareth, Yahshua of Nazareth looked like. Or, you know, look, it's the Buddha, you know. It feels like humanity continuing on, and this is an important family in the future. I have nothing more specific on them than that, but this is it's the closest thing we would have now to it would be like the Kennedys. I mean, the whole family is devoted to philanthropy. I'm not saying that's all the Kennedys did, but no, there's this whole family is dedicated to science and philanthropy. That's their thing, and they are famous. It isn't even just worldwide. They're famous. We're off the planet as well as being on the planet. So, but that's what I'm getting here. It's a lot nicer than looking at what's in the news today. So thank you for joining me as we cast ourselves into the future and the past. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my patrons. I am so grateful. All right, just hang in there. All right, there are good days ahead.